So if I say the relationship with one of my children has gone sour and it's painful,
yes.
then I accept that's
Well,
the feeling.
if you refuse it, does that get better? If you refuse it, does that get better?
No.
So try to accept it.
And then I ask myself, do I try to do something about it? Does acceptance mean I don't try to do it?
No, acceptance means living with the facts. Somebody try to rape you. Accepting doesn't mean don't defend yourself. It means you will see the situation. That means if you can get away from it, why not? Situation will tell you what to do. If you can fight with somebody, the person has some weakness, you send him to the hospital. But if the person is armed, is stronger than you, and if you don't want to get raped, he's going to kill you, maybe, or not, because that's very personal. You may rather be raped than to be killed. It's just being functional. You accept the fact, you live with the fact. The thing you do what you can, and if it's too much, you die. That's, we make like that. So accepting has nothing to do with saying yes or no. You accept your child as they are. Sometimes you say to your child, "Oh, you're wrong. You do that, you do better." Sometimes you say, "That's very good what you've done." But sometimes a child does something really bad, but it needs to be said it's very good. You tell him that's good what you've done. And sometimes the child does something quite good, but you said, "No, it's not good enough. You could have done better." It's not a decision. It's just adapting to the level of the child. Some child need to be encouraged. Some child need to be pushed. Sometimes you don't decide, the child decides. You're just adapting. You have two children, you're going to give them the same food. One makes sport, one doesn't like sport, they don't need the same food. They don't need the same care. Some will spend much more time because there's a weakness. Some it doesn't need you, so you don't need to, so and so. So again, it's just listening. But there's no need to feel sad about it. And again, if you feel sad, this is your problem. And nice, this you must encounter. You can do nothing for your child. You can do everything for yourself. So first, get rid of the pain. This pain is poison for you and poison for your child. So even for them, give up the pain. No more pain. What is there? Listening. And you understand your child don't understand you. You understand your child don't respect you. You understand, of course, it's like that. Of course, it's like that. Of course. How could they be different? They can't. If a child of 3 years old, you give him 1 chocolate piece, he's happy, 2 chocolate pieces. He wants a third one, he said no. And he said, I don't love you anymore, you shouldn't give me chocolate. I said, fine, I understand. If I was 3 years old, I'd be like you. You cannot know I don't give it to you out of love, so you hate me, it's fine. And the child is 20, the same thing. You don't do that, the child don't like you, it's fine. You cannot see it, this you must respect. You cannot impose your point of view to a child. You must respect the way he is, according to his intentions. Some child are stupid, some child are bright. But you do what you can with a child. And ask nothing in reverse. You give all your love, all your time, all your money, all your abilities, and you ask nothing from them, then you have the best relation. If they come, you're very happy. If they don't come, you're very happy. Child needs your happiness, not your pain. Child go away because they feel the pain. No. You want somebody happy. You go to the hospital, somebody is in pain. You're not going to be in pain with the person. I'm going to be very happy when I see somebody in pain. That will help the person. When I leave, doesn't be happy because I was happy. I go to somebody in pain, I have the same pain as you have. You make the person more in pain, no. More you're sad, more people need to be happy around you. So be happy for your child. Ask them nothing and you see the relation will come easy, at least for you. For them, it depends on their abilities, they cannot do that, they will always have some problem. But you cannot be the therapist of your child. They have some problem, they see a therapist. Therapist should not belong to the same family. So you must find them a therapist maybe, but you cannot be the one for your child. But asking is a lack of clarity. Your child are not there to give you anything. You're there to give them everything. And if you ask nothing to your husband, nothing to your dog, nothing to your body, nothing to the government, nothing to your neighbor, nothing to your child, you have a happy life. But if you hope anything from the surrounding, life is misery. Then your husband will never be your child like that, the government is like that, the neighbor is like that, my body is like that. No, this is fantasy. Don't ask anything. Happiness of life comes from non-asking. It's strange because our education, society can tell us the opposite. But we all know it's true. Because when a child, 5-year-old child, make an horrible drawing and give it to you, and you see it makes the child very happy to give it to you, you're very happy, not for the horrible drawing, you're very happy to see the happiness of the child. So what makes you happy is the happiness of the child. But we have learned that we must be happy. No, what makes us happy is others' happiness. So you ask nothing to a child, according to his ability, he will find his own way to deal with you. But if you ask anything, he feel pressure, then he will react and it's endless. But the theory is something, the practice is something else. But in any case, don't be sad, because that doesn't help. And happiness belongs to you, doesn't belong to your surroundings. It's not your child who can make you happy, it's only the fantasy you have about them. They should be different. No, they should not. They're like that. They should treat you differently. No, they should not. They do what they can. They are like they are. Accept them with their limitation, their problematic. They are like they are. They're not their fault. But you made them, you must accept them the way they are. Ask them nothing, never ask them to change, never ask them to see you in a certain way, never ask them to understand you because of ultimate stupidity, never ask them to respect you, they can't. They don't respect themselves, they can't respect you. You do that, you respect them, you love them, you listen to them. Don't ask them that. If you do that, the relation with them will be nice. But if you ask anything, it's handless.
So don't ask anything, don't expect anything.
Sorry?
Don't ask for anything, don't expect anything.
Of course, they can. You must respect people who don't respect you. If you don't respect me, I respect you. What do I feel? I feel respect. If I want you to respect me, whatever you do, I always say, oh, but she doesn't respect me really, she pretends, or she doesn't. No, I respect you. I feel respect. I don't need your respect. I don't care. I don't need your affection. I don't care. I don't need you to listen to me. No, I listen to you. What I feel listening. I don't need you to love me. I love you. What do I feel? I feel love. But if I ask you to love me, even if you do anything, you say, oh, but actually maybe she doesn't really love me. Maybe tomorrow she wants. No, I love you now. I feel love. But if I ask anything, it's the opposite. So you respect people who don't respect you, you love people who don't love you, you listen to people who don't listen to you, and you respect people who don't respect you, and life is very easy. If I ask anything, life is a fight constant. No fight, life is not a fight. That doesn't mean you should not say something, that doesn't mean you should still give them money, that doesn't mean anything, you may not even see them. That's situation, But in your heart, you love them, you respect them, you listen to them, and you ask nothing of them. Then the way you express it is according to your culture, according to your social life, according to that's something else. But inside is very important, no pain. Pain is give you inappropriate behavior.